What it do, what it do, what it do. It is your boy, Andrew Schultz, aka Mr. Goody Two Shoes. And who am I with, as always? Joseph Huggie, aka Old Man Huggie. Talk shit or get off the pod. Episode 1, 2, 3. Hey, New Hampshire. New Hampshire. You can go fuck yourselves too, motherfuckers.
What's up, man? I mean, because, yeah, I mean, they're like, oh, and Biden won. It's like, well, yeah, because no one's doing shit, like, running against him.
It wasn't even on the ballot, baby.
I know, it's like,
it wasn't even on the ballot.
It was like, oh, we're just giving them to him. But,
not even that, but also there was a fake AI robocall that went out in New Hampshire telling Democrats not to go out and vote in the primary, and it was a fake Biden voice.
But like, hey, come on, man. Don't go out and vote today. Take a nap.
Yeah, it was, but it wasn't like that robocall. It was whatever, but it's just a little taste of what, like, you know, what's going to happen. Like, Ukraine really started off this AI shit, and this is the motherfucking thanks they get. You know, because like kind of like coincided with the Ukraine war was like the launch of ChatGPT, and then this whole AI, you know, boom out of nowhere. You know, the what do they call it? The Big Bang, the AI Big Bang that we've experienced over here, like in the last year and a couple months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ukraine put up an AI deepfake of Putin on Russia TV, and he. You know, had him saying that he was gonna put like conscript, like up to like 500,000 more Russian men, and everybody was freaking out. And it was like a pretty good deepfake.
Damn.
Yeah. So it's like when they get like really good, and or if it just hits like the right way, you know, where people can't tell, and it's a situation where confusing people for, you know, a second means a lot, as opposed to like a robocall Biden just telling you not to go vote in the primary or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, in Texas, I get like mad texts. Number one, I get DeSantis texts. Not anymore. Hey, because not to. I didn't put it in.
Has closed.
So much has happened already, but Christie's out. Now he's out. Vivek's basically out.
He already, Vivek suspended his campaign.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're all.
What do you mean, basically? Yeah, he's out. He's over, he's walking around. Trump's walking him on a leash, around New Hampshire.
Yeah, but to see if he can potentially be VP, so he's not like totally gone. It's an outside shot, but
I don't know about VP, but cabinet position.
Yeah, sure. Cabinet for sure.
Because he's a fucking sycophant to the max. Like, he would go and show up at when Trump was getting indicted for the 4 times. He would show up every time, like at the, like what are you doing here, bro? You're like a fucking fan nerd.
Yeah, I mean, but if you want to get into politics, and he had a shit ton of money, so I mean,
he's our age, dude.
Yeah, he has money at his disposal, so
I don't know about a shit ton. Like, I think his business was very successful, sold it for a lot of money, one hit wonder. I'm not sure if he's playing around with the big boy billionaires out in Silicon Valley.
Yeah, but now
he's a billionaire like Trump is. Trump's
but
the only billionaire I know that doesn't have money.
Well, but what I would say is now he's tapped into that market, so of being involved with these politics, super PACs, getting funding from outside. So he's going to take that money. I think he's still going to take it. They all take it at some point.
Who's going to take the money?
Like Vivek is going to
take the money.
Have some, basically, whenever you get into politics like that, whether it be this goofy insider trading shit or having these super PACs do all this goofy shit. I mean, you have Supreme Court justices who get like free vacations. Like, there's all payola in some way, shape, or form in politics. And I don't think he's like above reproach when it comes to that.
Oh, obviously not. But he was self-funding his campaign. In the beginning, at least.
Well, yeah, but I mean, yeah, because he had the money to kickstart it that way. But at some point, yeah, he had enough to start a film. a short film, and then he kept pitching it to people until they all were like, "Yeah, we're on board for this." And now it's not even really his movie anymore, but it's half his, and he's still going to get some of the credit.
Well, I think this is what I can tell, or like, I don't know if this is true, but from looking from afar in, to me, it looked like that the Trump team got to Vivek early and told him, "Hey, be our mouthpiece up there on the stage. Go to bat for us, and then you got a cabinet position in our organization. Like, just do right by us.
Yeah.
Ride what and he did. He was like a Putin like puppet up there. He was like saying, remember his whole solution to the ending the Ukraine war was freeze the conflict exactly where it is now, give Russia everything they have now is theirs, and then we also promise to never let Ukraine into NATO. And in turn, Russia agrees to end their um, like their allyship with China. And it was like, what? So Putin gets to just steal all this shit from Ukraine, and we have to
A second time.
and gets his wish of Ukraine never being in NATO. And what do we get for this? What's happening?
We're not going to hang out with China anymore.
Yeah, and like so, we could trust Putin on deals. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, that sounds.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah. Me and China, we're dead. Yeah. Like, what an idiot! Like, he says this shit out loud, and he says it like in a way that like people are like, oh, like, does he know what he's talking about? And it's like, no, he does not.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of like that medium guy. What was his name? John something. But he used to have that like where people would sit down in a room, and he'd be like,
I know Tyler, the Hollywood medium.
No, what's his name? And he got exposed for being John Edwards. He got exposed for being a fraud. His name was John Edwards.
That was.
And there's a South Park episode
the
about
VP
him too.
candidate for John Kerry.
Yeah, but there was also a John Edwards who had a show where people would sit in a room and he would like cold read people, and it was on E, and it was kind of a big deal. And then he got exposed for being full of shit. That's like,
how?
Because there was plants, and there was something about the way he was doing it. It was all just like probabilities, where he'd be like, okay, I feel like somebody's lost.
Yeah, that's
a mom.
That's everyone.
But this is like 1996, so people were, or not even, probably like 98 ish. So people were like, "Oh my god, who is this guy?"
Right,
like this is like young
Miss Cleo was out there.
Yeah, Miss Cleo, dude. Miss Cleo is G. I mean, she did Hard Time, but I mean, she ripped like $10 million off people. That's genius.
At least.
Who's the father of the baby? Who's the father of the baby? Dude, that's like that statement right there. You could clip that, and that would have to be on a roll of like sound bites of the 90s. It'd be like, call me now.
For like a beat.
Yeah.
For a beat.
Who's the father of the baby?
Who's the father of the baby?
You tell me. Who's doing the fucking out here? Now,
I got Baja babies.
Yeah, Baja.
I was looking for this, so just because I can't help like myself, let's just clown DeSantis right now.
Okay.
Let's get him his obituary that he doesn't deserve. Speaking on DeSantis, we were clowning him before he even got into the presidential campaign, just for being a dumbass. But so he is an arch nemesis of the pod. I was trying to explain to my mom the other day.
Yeah,
George Santos, friend of the pod.
He said, yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't know if I want to claim George Santos. If we claim to be friends with George Santos, then he'd start. Like, I'm pumped for George Santos because he's going to be, like, saying goofy shit to people that he probably shouldn't be saying. So he's going to go on podcasts until he's in prison, and he's going to be like, oh, I saw John Kerry suck a dick. He's going to say wild shit, and, like, so he's for entertainment value. He's fantastic, and like that's what you get for letting that chuckle fuck in the room.
Right, and if you let George Santos, which I know he is a world-class fraudster, right? I get it.
He's like Fire Festival good.
Yeah, dude. Like,
he might. The rumor has it, allegedly, he was involved in Fire Festival.
Oh yeah, I think he
Only
said that.
artist
I
that
think
got
he said that. Yeah,
only
yeah.
artist that got paid. He was a DJ at the time.
No, no, it's because he stole the credit card from Ja Rule early before it maxed out, and then and he got the social, so then he was able to get cash advance.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Smart guy, man. I mean, you gotta watch out
right,
that whole Georgie dude. Look at Curious George.
right. And so I don't want to take any credit from his scheming capabilities, his criming.
Yes.
However, at this point, if you let George Santos get one on you, that's on you.
Well, I think
So,
yeah,
so to me, he's harmless at this point. Like I think you deserve to get ripped off from Santos at this point if you're letting it happen still. Like if you're giving him like
yeah,
any
but I mean,
access
you
to
got to
like
think
your
about
like
it.
a
If he started a
baby or your
podcast,
credit
if
card.
he did a podcast, if he did a podcast just by himself where he just talked about shit, people would listen to it. People would listen to his shit. He's a
Well, we don't
wild
know. We
character.
don't know. We don't know because it could get like how do we know? Like it could get old real quick. Like he's wild because like he just like shit was happening all the time. It was like
He's
we were finding out like new weird shit about him
he's
all
like
the time.
a weird version of Milo Yiannopoulos, that one guy who used to
Yeah,
work for
no, I
Breitbart.
don't
Yeah,
know, dude.
no, because I mean they're both just like controversial characters, but he was
Right.
actually going out there and ripping people off. He was actually doing this shit. He's like a wanted man internationally. Like the feds in
It's
Brazil are
insane. Think
looking
about
for.
it. He
It's
is like
crazy.
this full-time motherfucking fraudster, like and like
Holocaust surviving,
all
black,
different schemes,
Jewish,
and in the
Latin
middle of all of
man.
that, he's like, you know what else I could do? Run for fucking Congress.
Yeah, he's like,
What a baller, dude. I mean, we like, you know what? You know who doesn't have that kind of attitude anymore? Gen Z. Nobody in Gen Z has the fucking balls to do what George Santos did, man. That's dead, dude. Like for him to just have the irrational confidence that he could do it, and then he lost the first time, came back and did it again. Shout him out. First fucking congressman ever to be expelled from the Congress by the Congress.
yeah, I'm just yeah.
I
But
mean, that's
anyways,
impressive, bro.
but yeah, DeSantis decided he's done with his. And I mean, yeah, I mean, there was this one quote where he was talking about how he was speaking with people, and somebody was like, "Look, I really like you, but I'm voting for Trump.
Yeah.
I'll be voting for you in 2028." So a lot of people are like, "Well, look, he bows out before New Hampshire, so he doesn't get embarrassed." And he's not on the ballot anymore because he suspends his campaign and he can try to run next time.
No, he's done.
No, you
Guess
don't
what?
think? I think he tries to run again.
I don't. Well, whatever. Good luck. Like Ron, the problem is you, bro. Like, like you were the leading in all the polls. You were like, the fucking golden boy for all the donors. Like, here we go. Ron, Ron, Ron. And then you smiled, and then you started talking, and everybody said no.
I was like, this guy's weird as fuck.
Insanity. He went to all 99 counties in Iowa, the full grass league. Like, how many times I have to hear that shit? Like, he went to all 99 counties. And he spent 150 fucking $1 million only to go down in the polls consistently and early and often.
Yeah, I mean,
No, hold on. I do want to give him props though, because he did have one of the greatest campaign announcements of all time when he went on Twitter Spaces with David Sachs and Elon Musk, and it crashed.
yeah, I remember that.
Twitter Spaces not a video format, so audio format to announce his campaign, and it was just like Elon Musk talking the whole time, and then it crashed, and it was just a complete clusterfuck. Well, how did he end it? He, gave a little, farewell speech, and in it he said he was quoting Winston Churchill. However, the quote he said, never said by Winston Churchill. However, it was said before. Where? He was quoting a Budweiser ad from 1938. That's right. Woke Bud Anheuser-Busch. He's he's quoting and saying Winston fucking Churchill said it. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that. That's pretty stupid.
He said such an idiot. Like his whole campaign, dude. You know, like how many people do you have to fucking pay to just like get like a quote correct?
Yeah, I mean, it's wild to think, and he's so unpopular. And then, he's he's governor of Florida, so he's going to stay there. Lost his. I mean, you got to think, too, he talks a big game. He was talking shit to Disney, folded on that shit, then got fucked over. Had Disney tied to the royal family, and had what he took control over like delegitimized pretty swiftly. And then he's like, okay, well, never mind. He's got Nazis hanging out in front of Disney World. Wild.
Well, you know, yeah, that's just Walt Disney's great grandkids,
Like, yeah, it's true.
allegedly.
Yeah,
But no, but this was the fatal flaw, the original sin of DeSantis's campaign is he was like way ahead of Trump in the polls, and instead of entering the race when he like Trump did, and he was, you know, seemingly more like or just more people liked him than Trump at the time. He waited 6 months to get in the race, and during those 6 months, like somebody fucking told him that he needs to run to the right of Trump. So he that's when he passed the 6 week abortion ban in the middle of the night in the dark with no like cameras around. Uh, like, bro, that doesn't make you more of a likable presidential candidate. You know, it's like they don't even like that shit in Florida,
yeah.
and then the don't say gay shit and the Disney stuff. So he was like trying to go hard right, thinking that would like bolster his like bona fides of being a conservative, and it was just like more like every turned everybody off, you know. And they're like, why the fuck would we go with like Trump light when Trump is like out here on coke, sweating, makeup, calling Nancy Pelosi, Nikki Haley, you know, like we already
Wearing
got him.
wearing diapers and shit. Like we
Yeah,
got we got the wild man. We got him. We got our
he's
wild
back,
card.
baby. The prodigal son has returned.
Yeah, dude. It's like if Heath Ledger was able to like just came back and was like, all right, I'm back for play the Joker in the Dark Knight. You'd be like, oh fuck, this is about to get wild. Or Tupac comes back. Because that's he has a stranglehold on these people. He like
Okay, but no, but see, we have to
well
get
Trump
into.
does like
No, we have to get into this though. Trump is not actually like winning impressively in either of these things.
no.
Half the Republican Party didn't vote for him in Iowa, and then on this one, like you know, he's like up a little bit, but he's supposed to be the incumbent. If he has like this lock on the Republican Party, what like why is he like not like getting like 80, 90% like you know Barack would if he was like doing this shit
Well,
during his second term.
yeah. I mean, I think I saw where it's like a small percentage of the voters in Iowa even went and voted, and he lost half of those.
Exactly. It was like 100,000 people.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, he got 50,000.
yeah,
So
yeah.
50,000 Iowans picked him, and we're all like, oh, I guess he's gonna be the president. Get the fuck out of my face. He's gonna say some wild, fucked up shit, like in like September of this year, if not way earlier, or some like audio recordings are gonna come out in the Jack Smith like trial, where it's just like, holy shit, dude. And I think America's gonna be horrified, and it's gonna be a done deal.
Yeah, I mean, Trump's got
Can't keep his shit together till November. Come on.
145,000 votes. Nikki Haley got 116,000 votes.
Are you talking about New Hampshire?
Yeah,
I mean,
just
there's
looking
no
at it.
county.
Yeah, it's 84%, and according to the AP. But yeah, I mean, they're
Like like his big like the people who like him has shrank and shrank, you know, and it's like when they say like every time he gets like indicted, you know, like his poll numbers went up. It's like I heard somebody talking about like how authoritarians and minority like their minority support, but they win, and it's either that they intimidate people with like violence and fear, so they don't go out and vote, and so therefore that they have enough votes, you know, with their minority, or it's like they like just like pretend like they're not going to be a dictator. They get voted in and then flip it on them. And I don't know, man. Like I just think Trump is not capable of getting the shit done.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, what I was gonna say is like, so I see I kind of lost my train of thought there. Okay, so um, when his poll numbers would go up, so like basically you need to expand the amount of people, like your base, that like will go along with you and the minority, and it's like you're not like just rallying up like a small group of people is not gonna win you an election. You know, you can't win an election with 30% of the vote.
Well, yeah, I was talking about that today, where I was saying like, you can't really sit there and say, okay, like I'm going to only have the people that originally voted for me, and I can't expand the group of people. I'm not adding anything more to my group. It's just this group, and if I'm not doing anything to add to it, but the other group is, that's not going to work out well for you in the long run in a general election. Like you're saying, is you have to be able to.
Especially when you're losing the popular vote by like both times, more the second time, you know.
Yeah, I mean, no, I don't think Biden's done himself any favors with some of his stances on things, and his, stance on Israel and Palestine and that whole thing, and people not liking that, especially younger people not liking that. I do
Right,
think he has.
but just like okay, then you go, okay, now imagine Trump was in office when that happened.
Oh no, I don't. Yeah, no,
So I
it would
know,
be.
as
I
Joe
know that.
Biden says, do not compare me to the Almighty, compare me to the alternative. You might like disagree with like it's Biden, I think, has handled it like pretty fucking well. Like, I mean, he like the
Well,
full like
I'm not. That's not.
embrace
That's not
of
what I'm
Israel in
saying.
the beginning. It kind of like makes it hard. Like, it's a bad look now because Israel's gone so far. But they're like definitely like trying to get them. And Israel just announced or proposed a 2 month peace or a ceasefire.
No, well, that's not. I'm not. No, this is what I'm just saying is in the views of younger people, there's younger people who might not like that much, who
Yeah,
disagree with that
I
more
agree.
than we
Okay.
would,
Yeah.
and like they're in their age base, in their age group. That's all. That's what I'm saying. So like your average, like your potential left-leaning 19-year-old voter might be more passionately against that than we are.
True.
Um,
No, I agree.
and
And
that's where he
that is a
hasn't
good
done
point.
himself. He hasn't done himself any favors. So he might have just people might be persuaded to not vote for either of them on both sides of the aisle based off of their policies altogether. So you might have one of the lowest. You could have potentially a smaller turnout for voting than you did last. I don't think so, but this is what I'm saying is it could be possible.
No, but kind of like along the lines of what you were saying, that is a factor because like, where would Trump be adding people? Well, there's millions of people who have turned 18 since the last election, you know. So those are new voters that and younger people are not as turned off by Trump as like you might have thought, you know.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Like these like because these people are like in a cult, but like big thing that they like about Trump is that he didn't get us into any foreign wars. And like to your point with the Israel Hamas thing, you know, if you're gonna I don't know, like say that that's Biden getting us into a war. I don't know if that's really true. You know, there's no Americans
well,
involved,
they
but
would say Ukraine is what they would say. It's
again,
money.
no Americans
But
involved.
it's the money and the sending stuff.
10% of our military budget to destroy Russia. The reason why we even have like a giant military.
I'm just saying what they'll say.
You know what that's called? Fiscally conservative killing.
It's terrible. No, but I don't disagree. But these are just how they would
Right.
feel about that. So, or
Okay,
them just
but
not
like
being
we have
motivated to vote for either of them. But I do
no, but
feel like Biden has the opportunity to sway more voters who are on the fence about it. Because I think when it comes to on the fence voters, Trump loses more than he gains on a regular basis.
Right. And the campaign hasn't really gone into full effect, where it's mano y mano. So there's going to be like the best people in the world working on making sure the American people know what they're doing if they're going to vote for Trump. And once they are fully aware, I don't think they're going to pull that lever because they want democracy.
Yeah. All right, well, let's do therapy questions before we talk about this stuff any further because we were on a tangent there. Oh, wait, before we do that, do you got any gambling stories?
I've got a good one today.
Yay! I'm clap. Cheer.
So I'm in this tournament, and it's a $2,100 prize pool. And you start with 10,000 chips. And I'm like playing, and I'm in this hand, and me and this guy have like a similar amount of chips. I end up losing the hand, and it's the last hand before the 5-minute break that they have at the 55 mark of the hour, every hour.
Yeah.
So I lose the hand, and I only have 162 chips left. Right? You get your starting chips are 10,000.
Yeah,
I
that's
have
rough.
162. It's like an Annie or like a small blind at that point. So I'm like, fuck, but it goes to break. So now I have to wait 5 minutes so I can see a hand. So then I lose those chips or whatever. No, dude. No. So that was at 2:55, break started. 3 o'clock, breaks done. And then my run began. And all of a sudden, by 3:15, I took the 162, put it into 14,000. I went from 162 all the way up to 300,000 chips and was the chip leader going into the money. Top 35 make the money, total of 200 people in the tournament. As soon as we got to 35, I was in first fucking place, dude. Like that, it was insane. But that's not even the best part or funniest part. You'll like this, and then we can move on. So there's 36 people left. So we're on the bubble. So one person's is going to be the last person not to get money. And these guys are betting, and I'm in the hand, and it's just pre-flop. And like this guy didn't have that many chips compared to my stack, and went all in. And so I had a decent hand. I forget exactly what it was, but I called his all in. Then this other guy had more chips. He goes all in, and so now based upon the pot, it's like, okay, I guess I have to call this too. And I end up getting like there's like 4 hearts on the board, and I'm the only one who had a heart. It was like, and I knocked them both out of the tournament at the exact same time, but they were on the bubble. So one of them doesn't make money, and one of them does. And when it's on the bubble, they'll pause until the other table's hand is finished. So like therefore people aren't just like, it's not unfair if you're playing like more hands than the other table.
Yeah.
So it pauses while they're both still making them both sit at the table, pausing for the other tables to finish. I already have all their chips, and then I start hitting them on the chat, and like they're throwing the things because you can throw objects.
Yeah, you were saying you can throw like tomatoes.
Like hit me with the bat and shit, and I was like, wow. I was like, well, one of you guys is gonna make money, and one of you isn't, and they're just like so pissed. And because they like both thought they had the best hand, or I think they had the best hand going in, but it was just runner. I don't know. I mean, like I forget. I play so many hands, and not because I play so many hands. I don't know why this happens, but as soon as I fold my cards pre-flop, I immediately forget what they are. You could ask me a second later what I just folded, and I would have no idea. It's weird. Like all the time, people are like, "Oh man, I folded this." I'm like, I have no idea what I folded.
You're gonna be like Rain Man or something by the end of it, dude. What's that?
I don't need to keep data of hands.
What's that? Now you're gonna be like, "Now you see me," like that really cheesy thief movie where they use magic and card tricks.
Cheesy thief movie?
No, magic. It's like magicians and they're bank robbers. It's got what's his name from Social Network. The actor, I can't say.
Justin Timberlake?
No, I wish. That would have been
Jesse
way
Eisenberg?
better. Yes, Jesse Eisenberg is in it.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I never saw it.
Yeah, it's not good. None of them were good.
Yeah. Who's more annoying? Jesse Eisenberg or uh, not Jonah Hill, but Jonah Hill's buddy in Superbad.
Michael Cera.
Yeah, Michael
I
Cera
I
and
like
Jesse
Michael
Eisenberg.
Cera, Jesse Eisenberg for sure. There's a movie that's got Jesse
Who's
Eisenberg
more of a
and
pretentious fuck?
that's got Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart from Twilight in it, and that's like it's like the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. They're both just like,
Isn't that like the? Oh yeah, yeah. Like, weren't they both in the one where they kill like zombies with Woody Harrelson, Zombieland?
maybe, but I think they were in that MK Ultra movie where they're both like he's like a delivery dude and she's like, oh, I'm programmed to be a badass, and they go on like some terror. Super
Don't you think that he
agent
probably
shit.
like really wants to fuck her, and she knows it, but she never lets him, but she
Get out
keeps
of
him
here,
around.
Jesse.
Yeah, but
So
she
let's
like,
go get boba.
yeah, exactly.
It's like, okay, babe.
Saddest fucking thing ever. Dude.
Don't forget your cardigan. It's gonna be cold.
Oh my god.
Thanks, Jesse.
Therapy question. Therapy question number one, Joseph. Would you rather eat pizza that tastes like ice cream or ice cream that tastes like pizza?
Pizza that tastes like ice cream.
Yeah, for sure. Because there's like dessert pizza.
Yeah,
Shout out CC's.
yeah, shout out
CC's.
Cece's brownie pizza.
Buffet, baby.
Bro, underrated too. You just get like the pasta. They got noodles, and you can just ask for fresh marinara. Boom on the side.
It's not
Bang.
about the pasta.
Boom. I got kicked out of a Cece's once.
Oh, I think I probably have too. We used to do like wild shit there.
Yeah, it wasn't even that. I show up. I'm meeting like Sticky, Seamont, and a couple other people up there because we're gonna hang out. And I don't know what we were gonna do. Go do something stupid like, oh, let's go try to smoke weed in the woods and go to Grapevine Mills. I don't know. And we go in there. I meet them up there. They're inside. I'm like, no, I'm not hungry. I don't want anything. So I go sit down with them, and they're just chit chatting, and it's packed. It's packed in this fucking CC's, man. There's people everywhere, and this is back when this bitch was popping. So I mean, the Burger King was still there, and they're like, this guy's just like eye hawking me the whole time. So we're about to leave. Monty's eating a bunch of his pizza. He has a cinnamon roll. One cinnamon roll. And he's like, hey man, do you want this? So let's go. And I was like, yeah. So I go to eat it. When I eat it, the guy's like, hey, get the fuck out of here.
Oh my god.
For stealing pizza, man. And made this huge production. Like screaming at us as we're on our way out. And I was like, what the fuck? Like I wasn't even trying to steal pizza, man. This guy was chewing me out.
Oh, I know you weren't trying, but that's just what
In
your
front of like a
kind
family,
does.
in front of
That's
like
what
a family of, in front of like families, kids. That's back when
Why
this
is
thing.
he's just specifically staring at you?
Yeah.
Did you
Oh
used to
yeah.
Go there and say you weren't gonna eat and then sneak pizzas.
No, never did that.
Yeah, I mean
That breaks the CC's code. What type of person are you? Stealing
agree.
pizza from CC's Pizza.
I agree. When you can get really high, buy the buffet, and then you have a place to eat and chill for hours.
And the buffet's still cheap.
Arcade is cracking.
Yeah, they have some, they always got like a Street Fighter versus Capcom, Metal Slug, some
That's
shit
right.
like that.
Sunset Riders.
Cruising USA, they got something popping in there. And they always got a change machine. So they always are holding it down there. And you got the dessert pizzas. People forget
Dessert pizzas.
you can just ask for your own pizza. You could say, I want a pepperoni, jalapeno, and sausage pizza. And they'll make you a fresh one. If they don't have that out on the line, they'll just make you one, dog. All day. They give you a little cup, and they put it on the table. That's how do I know that? Because I pay for my fucking pizza at Cece's, man. That's bothered me for like half my life at this point. I've been like, I want to find this manager guy.
You
and
slipped, bro. You slipped.
I can't piece his face together. But like, I swear, if I heard his voice, I'd pick him out of a packed baseball stadium. I'd be like, that son of a bitch is here. I'd find him, man. He'd recognize me too.
Oh yeah.
I'd probably do something like if he's eating something or he's eating a piece of pizza, I'd take it from him and eat it.
Oh, you would? Oh, you would? And then you guys would be like,
Like,
"That's
all I can eat for only $2.99, and then I'd slap him with it.
Hell yeah.
Because that's
Would you slap him cheese side or crust side?
I'd fold it like a big New York style pizza, so
Yeah.
it'd be twice as thick. So you get a little bit of that whip. You get a little bit
Get
of
a
that.
little whip.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little whip on it. So maybe it
Yeah.
breaks the skin.
Ooh.
Get a little marinara in there.
Oh
You know what I'm
God.
saying? A little basil,
A little parmesan.
a little grease, and you know maybe that shit gets infected.
A little cheese. A little onion.
It bothers him for a couple weeks. You know.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and people sometimes whenever he's out and he's like by the pool and he takes his glasses off, people notice the little scar and they're like, "Hey, what's that from?" And he's got to think about that time he got bitch slapped by a piece of
Oh my
CC's
God.
pizza.
And you said, yo, I'll put the CC's in thick.
Yeah,
Thick slices to your face.
that's pretty good. But the CC's in thick. That's pretty good. That's just good. Plain Jane, just on its face. That's fantastic. That's really good. Touche.
There's question number 2. If you could swap lives with a fictional character for a day, would you rather be Batman but allergic to the dark, or Spider-Man with a fear of heights?
Spider-Man. Batman allergic to the dark. Allergic to Spider-Man fear of heights. Because you can still like run around and beat the shit out of people and
You
fight
can still
crime.
do it. You're just scared.
Yeah, but allergic to the dark. So I'd be sneezing.
Yeah, you'd be like congested.
Yeah, then I'd take Batman. I'd be congested and walk around and just beat people's ass. Because then you'd sound more like Batman.
You already sound like congested.
Yeah,
Batman.
that'd be it's like the next.
Dude, get Alfred to make that mask a little looser so you can breathe, dude.
I'm vengeance. I'm like, oh shit. You alright, dude?
Nah, dude, he's constipated.
I just need
A suppository.
a Ricola. The delicious.
You gonna start yodeling?
Yeah, maybe. But no, I'd rather be Batman. Spider-Man would be tight, but I don't want to be afraid and having to use my web sling. That's
Yeah.
I'd be
You want to be
terrified.
able to enjoy it.
Yeah, Batman, I still get all the gadgets. I get to go fight crime, got the car. I just got a cold. That's cool, dog.
Maybe, you know what? I'm daytime Batman. You know, changing it up.
No, I mean, I guess you could,
I kick so much ass during the day.
but it's for a day.
There's nobody's even committing crimes at night.
But it's for the day, so you get to do both, right? For a day, so it'd be for the entire day. So you'd get to be night Batman and day Batman. You get to do both.
Okay.
So if it starts at midnight, the first part of your thing, you'd be running around, and then by the end of it, by noon, you'd be feeling better because the sun's out. You could do other Batman shit, like live in his house, ride around, fuck with Alfred, and be like, "What's up, dog?" Look at gadgets and shit.
Yeah.
Pack a bag. Pack a
who's the
bag.
shorty? Who's the shorty?
Pack a bag to try to like a Selena Klein. Is that was her name? Catwoman.
No, I'm talking about like you know, what the chick that is like, you know, is like his love interest.
Well, that's Catwoman.
They have sexual No, Catwoman is just a freak who wants to fuck Batman. But like I'm talking about a civilian, homie.
Oh, you mean the girl Rachel that he always talks about in Dark Knight and shit? That's played by Katie Holmes.
She was like with Harvey.
Or no, I think it was Katie Holmes, and they switched it.
Yeah, they switched it to the actress whose brother is also an actor.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about.
Jarhead.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, but that'd be tight, and then it'd be night again. So then you get to go hit it. So you do a little dusk Batman, make an appearance at like a quick trip, maybe outside of In and Out, get some pictures taken, be like, "Hey, yo," and then you wrap it all up by 11:55.
Yeah.
So are we done with that? Spider-Man.
What kind of crime are you category are you focused on as Batman?
If I was Batman for like I'd pick like I'd find like a really bad neighborhood and just try to like get as much of it cleaned up in one night as I could. I guess bust up everything, like be zip tying people in the trap house, calling the cops. Yeah, dog. If I'm Batman, that's what Batman does. I mean, I don't think there's gonna be like any bank robberies.
You're going after drugs. You're pursuing.
I'd be like Black Dynamite when he's like, if you deal
like
drugs,
Rudy Giuliani.
If you're dealing drugs in the community, we're going to war. We got problems. Why? And the guy says, "But Black Dynamite, I drill drugs in the community." That movie's so great. Um, yeah, I mean, because it's just for a day, and I'd want to do all like my combat, like my fist, like and use all my gadgets. So it'd be more just to be like I could fuck around because I'm Batman. What am I gonna do? Peruse and find pickpockets, and like again, there's not probably not that
Nah,
many
man,
bank
just
robberies.
beat up some like bankers or like some like corrupt politicians.
Oh, make it like a whole political thing, like a political
No,
statement.
I'm just saying like go after the real criminals out here.
Well, if we do that, I'd go around as like Black Panther, and they just be like, dude, we gotta really start being nicer to black people. The Black Panther is like fucking real. He's running around, bitch slap.
Black Panther died, bro.
He bitch slapped Ken Paxton. No, they passed that on. They passed on. He passed on the king.
Whatever.
So then that's what I'm saying. If you were gonna pick a superhero, I'd go slap Ken Paxton as Black Panther.
You're gonna slap Ken Paxton?
Yeah.
I thought that was your homie.
No, I hate Ken Paxton and Greg Abbott.
Oh, Ken Paxton. I'm thinking of Bill Paxton.
No, Bill Paxton is a shame
I was like, why would
to
you do
even
that?
to even have the same to even share an X with that man. Fucking.
Therapy question number 3. Would you rather have a magical talking mustache or a pair of glasses that can translate any language but only into Shakespearean English? Obviously, the glasses. I don't want a. I barely want a mustache. Like I just shaved my
Yeah,
beard into
I'm
a
just trying to
mustache that
think.
lasted a day. Like
I'm
I
just
don't
trying
want
to
a
think.
talking mustache. My mouth is right there. I don't need a talking mustache.
I think you could become like a phenom where you could write like big. You'd win a lot of Tonys with those glasses because you could make like Shakespearean style plays
That's what I'm saying. The
and
glasses are the move. Yeah.
musicals based off of just reading stuff and make it all. Yeah, you could do like the Bible.
Yeah, dude. Translating like Jay-Z into Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's go on God.
Romeo, my Romeo.
Uponeth thy Lord, no bonnet.
No burqa.
Yeah, talking mustache would be cool for a bit. It'd be like funny. No, because people would be like, oh, you get some attention, but then it'd be creepy after a bit. It'd be like, oh, yeah, that dude's mustache.
Your mouth is a talking mustache.
I know. So if I had another one, like I said, you'd be on like what, Oprah or some shit. Like
No, dude. They lock you up.
No, you would to begin with.
You could parlay it in maybe some like Verizon commercials, you know?
That's what I'm saying. You'd do something. My home's my auto. You'd be doing some sort of like, oh, like a good neighbor is like, like, or is your mustache in good hands?
No, I'm talking like, you got two voices. So I'm talking about the voice connection with Verizon. Some sort of, maybe Mint Mobile,
Oh, I could see that. I could see that. A cricket. They'd be like, dang, dog, you got to talk a mustache? That shit wild.
No, Ryan Reynolds, I could, his creativity in those commercials, I think that he could see the vision with the talking mustache and he could deliver.
And I like Ryan Reynolds, but those commercials are pretty annoying.
Dude, he's mailing it in. He cashed out all of his shares for Mint Mobile. He's like close to a billionaire now, or maybe he is a billionaire, and he's like, whatever. I don't care if these commercials are good. Because I'm Ryan Reynolds.
Did he cash out all of his on Mint Mobile? And then I know, because I know he does that.
But then, like, he's staying on like as a spokesperson. He might have like some, but I know he cashed out like the majority of his equity.
And then he sold Aviation Gin, which was his, for like $400 million or something crazy like that. Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah,
not bad for Van Wilder.
That's right. That's what happens when you go to college for 10 years like me and him.
It's true.
You learn shit. Final therapy question. Therapy question number 4, Joseph. Would you rather have a lightsaber that can also make memes or a magic wand that doubles as a DJ booth?
I'd rather have a lightsaber.
Well, Well, is that because you love making memes or love memes in
Oh
general?
yeah, I just love
You have
memes
you
and
have a you have a high appreciation for the art of the meme.
yes, I love memes.
That's right. What is the website that you go to? Just checking out memes.
There isn't really one website. I just find them
Uh,
looking. I just peruse and look and
I thought
see.
I
They're
thought you
on
had like a
Twitter, and all over the place. I just see them. I'm just
I
like,
thought you
whoop!
had
I
like
just save them,
a
and I just say
depository like where they're
no. But
all.
I've looked in my meme collection, like on my phone of memes that I probably have. I probably have somewhere like 3 or 4 thousand, like of
Do you have a
like
favorite meme?
yes, I have a couple that make me laugh even when I think about them. There's one where I think I've used it for the podcast before, but it's a
In
picture.
the Instagram and Facebook story.
Yeah, it's a picture of this woman. She's like wearing like a live, laugh, love shirt, and she's looking off to the side. It's got an American flag. And it says, "I'm a Republican." And it's like because I was at the movies, and I was eating baked beans, and somebody yelled out, "Yo, this is eating baked beans," and everybody laughed at me, and I spilled my beans. That's it. But just the picture, I don't know how to describe it. If it's unedited, it's a little bit funnier. But if you read,
What do you mean unedited? This is
I'm
not
not gonna. I
censored.
can't drop the N word on the
You've done it
pod.
before.
I know. Shush! Don't remind. I don't want to get a
What are we
strike.
talking about, bro?
But it's
Damn.
like, yeah,
You're seeing ghosts like
it's like,
Dak
yo,
Prescott in the
it's,
pocket.
nah, it's like, yo, this bitch is over here eating baked beans, and everybody laughed. It's just
And that's why
stupid.
she's a Republican.
Yeah, and that's why she's a Republican. But when I
I
saw
think
it
if
for
you're
the
eating
first
baked
time,
beans in the theater, you're already a Republican.
I just
You know?
like died laughing. And I just could imagine some woman trying to sneak baked beans and
You know who
spill.
would do that? Bobert.
Yeah,
Lauren Bobert.
nah, she probably more corn on the cob, but she'd be.
She would put loose baked beans out of the can in her cleavage,
Ew.
and then, and then let
Oh.
let her date scoop them out
Oh.
with his aggressive fondling
Oh.
while she hit the vape.
Now, while she ripped that elf bar. No, pina colada. Dude, that's. Oh, gross. You think she's out? You think she's out this next go around? Or she's not even. Did she say she's not running?
No, she's gonna run in a different district,
Oh.
a safer district. Because you know how like I guess like in America now, you just pick you get to pick your voters instead of the voters picking their politician. You're like I'm not gonna get elected here, so I'm gonna go and they'll vote for me over there. It's like what the fuck? It's like no, bitch, this is your district. You can't win here anymore. You're done.
Because you're crazy.
Crazy hot.
No, I could easily see you being like kicking it with the bobes.
I don't know. Yeah,
Well, party girl, beans on her boobs, hit,
beans.
hitting the puff bar. Yeah, you're down. I know your style.
I'm down, but I see it as more of a one time thing. But what if she was kind of like just like fun to have around and like not such like a piece of shit because like what
It's
she's done
all it's all just made up.
it's all just like a yeah, of course it is. Obviously, it's all performative. That's all the Republican Party is now. How do I know that? Because this was the least productive Congress since in like 70, 80 years. They passed like no bills. The fucking Republicans, all they do is just like try to go viral.
Yeah, come up with gotcha clips,
Yeah.
being like, "Look at this dick pic of Hunter Biden." Like,
Hunter Biden.
stop pulling this picture up. Who is giving them the
Chinese
HDMI
gave the
cable?
money, and then he gave the Chinese money to Biden, and then meanwhile Trump's like on camera. He's like, "Of course I got money from the Chinese. I did shit."
Block his screen share. Block their screen share. Lock them all out. If I see one more dick pic in this chamber. Reclaiming my time. Reclaiming my time. Reclaiming my
I always
time.
keep one in the chamber. Help me.
What's his name? Councilman Mays. This guy. I think he's in Flint. Or he's in
Flint,
Detroit. Yeah. This. old black guy is probably one of the funniest motherfuckers I've ever seen. He's on the city council. I think he just got kicked off. I know he's been like arrested
Why?
because he's just like he's ludicrous, man. He's ludicrous. This
Luda.
you all have to send you clips. I mean, he just like barks at people, says the wildest stuff to people. Where it's like he's like you're being a jackass, and he's like, I know donkey. Do I look like a donkey to you? Like crazy. And this woman's she's like order, and he's like doing the robot. And she's like, how am I supposed to talk when this guy's over here mimicking me and doing the robot? It's the funniest fucking clip. He's just this crazy old black man with a flat top, dude. I'm gonna have to send it to you. And he's pretty tall too, but just talking shit, dude. Like all these clips. There's this. I saw one little reel of his.
We should try to get him on the pod.
Dude, he might. That'd have to be a serious conversation. But
I'll reach out, bro. Like that is what I do is cold call. Like I will cold call him.
Bro,
You know?
I mean, hold on. I think it's Councilman.
That's what we need to start having like people guests on Hall of Fame shit talkers. We call them up. We say, you know, we really admire the way you talk shit out there in society, and we want you to come on the pod.
Yeah,
So celebrate
Eric
you.
Mays, Councilman Eric Mays, dude, is like wild as fuck. I'm gonna have to send you these clips. Like that's somebody, and but I mean, he makes a point, but he calls people racist, calls people like bitches all the time. He's always getting kicked out. Just kind of like a spirit animal in debates because he's on. You can't phase him. You can't phase this man. It's true. Think about it. If you come with that sort of energy, there's not much anybody can do to stop you.
Does he have like Asperger's, bro? Is he like on the
Nah, he's
spectrum?
just like a really angry old black man from Flint, Michigan, who's just like runs his mouth. So it's like in a lot of ways, you're like, hey, I kind of get it.
I think he has like the lead poisoning, from the water they had down there, bro.
Nah, but he probably knows someone who does, and that's why he's that way. But I mean, either way.
Are we sure?
But
How long has he lived?
I'll just have to send it to you because people will try to say mean comments to him, and he calls him out and says some wild shit back to him, and he can't not. He has like one volume, and it's like half yelling at him. But the robot, bro. The robot is because he's like they're all.
Well, the robot's not disturbing the person from talking,
It's like
That's just-
it's not that good. It's not that good of a robot, but it makes it better because he's long as fuck. So this homie just all arms, bro, just all arms and neck out there. Oh my god.
You're saying they finally kicked him off, or
Yeah, I
you're
think
not sure?
I think he got like excommunicated.
So that's what we do. We pitch him that he gets on the podcast and makes his case for why he should be back on the city council.
Oh, I mean, I think
We're gonna platform him. Let's platform him.
I think he's already.
But I know what I'm talking about. Answer to the point of information, sir. Ouch.
Bro, this dude's wild. I'm gonna have to send this shit to you, dude. Now I'm like, there's like a 2-day period where I was just in this rabbit hole watching this dude punk people left and right, being like, I gotta be more like Councilman Mays, man. I was like, I want to, but he's basically like Stink Meaner or something like that from the Boondocks, the old blind.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kinda. He's almost like that. He can see, but he's almost that level, like him a little bit earlier.
I was telling the people at the front, the receptionist at the dispensary, a couple days ago, because Stevie Wonder was playing in the background, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, he's not blind, right?" And then try to seriously convince them that Stevie Wonder's not blind because I'm actually, and allegedly, I actually think that is not that weird to say.
I mean, I don't think maybe he's not 100% blind.
Shaq said that he was in an elevator with him and didn't say anything, and Stevie looked at him and was like, "Hey, Shaq." Also, I also heard someone saw him driving a car, man.
No, I mean I've heard stories, man. I've heard stories. I've heard that Shaq
And how
story.
rich is he? Like Mr. Beast is out here on YouTube giving people like eyesight like left and right. Like you're telling me Stevie Wonder can't get eyesight? But, no, he got the eyesight a long time ago. But he's just like we can't tell people because the cash cow is the blind, you know, disturbing head whatever he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, in other news, Tucker Carlson had another episode of his X TV show the other day. His special guest was the Twitter handle Cat Turd.
Oh, Cat Turd, yeah.
So he had Cat Turd on as his guest.
Yeah, Cat Turd and Cat Turd 2. They're both hard hitters on Twitter.
Yeah. They post kind of dumb shit. Twitter's wild, man. Every it's just like OnlyFans, promos, constantly. I'm like stuff that's like it's just wild.
Remember the Arab Spring
Yeah.
and how Twitter was like so vital for them to communicate like during the protests and like communicate with the outside world, and everybody was like, God damn, thank God for Twitter. Well, if Trump wins the presidency and it's Arab Spring up in the United States, we don't have the same Twitter, it's not the same like as it was back then. So we don't really have that same platform where people could like organize and communicate and everybody's on it.
Yeah.
'Cause that's not Twitter or X anymore, like that's for sure. And it like Threads isn't the same, it's like those are like
Not
capable things for what they're doing, but they're not what Twitter was, to like the global
well, I think
communication.
Twitter will ever reach that level again.
It was right there until Elon took it over. What do you mean,
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is I don't know if it'll reach the same like
It won't.
efficiency.
Oh,
and,
no, it's gone, man.
and level of
It
intrigue.
died. Yeah.
Because it's like bad, man. It's
Yeah, it's not coming back, dude.
it's cringe as shit. All right, we'll get into these articles. We talked about the first one a little bit, but Nikki Haley and Donald Trump go head to head. She ended up losing. She got 122,000 of the votes so far, 88% reporting. Donald Trump's at 54.6. What's wild is they were calling this like, oh, he won
17 minutes.
when it was like 15 votes, like, or 15% of the votes had been counted. They're like, oh, Trump won. I was like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah. But I mean, again, it's a tiny ass sample size. It's like a couple 100,000 votes.
And he got 11 delegates. She got 8. So then she had her little press conference afterwards. She says she's not backing out.
And she shouldn't. Like, I mean, the only people trying to get her to back out is just Trump supporters, They're like, yo, stop the voting. Stop this thing that we call voting. We can't have that, to decide who's the presidential nominee. It's like, this always happens. It's like whoever, looks like they're winning, then there's the pressure to get everybody else out. And she has the backing of the fucking Koch brothers, dude. So she has endless money. And there's absolutely no reason, especially because Trump looks like he's like, any second away from like eating his own shit on camera, or getting arrested or going to jail or dying,
And he's not debating her.
Right. He's not. Yeah. I mean, whatever.
Well, no, but he's not like. And she said that. So she said in hers, it's the what is it? Iowa is the first state. New Hampshire is the second state, but it's not the last state. And she called him out like, hey, if you're, someone was like, oh, or she was just running her mouth, which is really kind of just funny because she's like, oh, he's old, and people over 75 should have to do mental competency tests. And then she said, to be president. And then someone was like, would Trump do better than that on you? And she's like, he might do better than me than that, but if he should, then if he thinks he should or he can, so he should just debate me. She's like, why won't you fucking debate me? That would be fun to watch.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, you put Trump up on a debate stage, and it is like a implosion heard around the world. Like, he would just not know what to do. He would like start like talking in circles and just he would confuse himself. He'd probably just leave in the middle of it.
Just get up and walk out.
Like he is not like this like sharp dude like here to like stalk Hillary Clinton like around the debate stage like he was in 2016, you know? Like this guy is like on the other side of sanity.
On the other side of normalcy. He's been well as close. He's farther away from the normalcy line than he's ever been,
That's right.
and like wandering off.
We're at a point of no return here.
Well, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, but she says she's staying in the race. Everyone else is backed out. Biden's 81, Trump 77. I mean, so when you say you think she should just ride this out till the end?
Yeah, why not? And because yeah, I think she definitely should. Also, um, shit, what was I gonna say? Oh, so the Republican Party has never had a presidential nominee that lost uh, both Iowa and New Hampshire. They've like at least won one.
Yeah.
However, Joe Biden lost both, won South Carolina, and then became the president. You know,
Yeah.
so it could definitely happen. Momentum can shift, but again, Trump is just at any second like he could just be disqualified for something new. We don't even know that.
Yeah.
He
So
could
to
do
stay
something
in, it's
extra
almost
fucked up.
smart because anything's possible.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, she said that she's not interested in a VP spot ever either. She said that she's in it to be president.
Yeah, and I believe her. Like, I don't think Trump would ever get her as VP because what wannabe dictators and dictators do is put people who are incompetent in high positions around them, so therefore they're never like a threat to them.
Yeah.
And also you get those people become super loyal because they know that they're not qualified for that job, and the only way that they could ever get a job like that is
It's
because
because you gave it to him.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And Nikki Haley is not that kind of person where he could, I think. But we'll see. Like I feel like she like as a politician, she kind of like tries to like play both sides, and like be wishy-washy, not really say anything.
Yeah.
But
When she used to work for him.
yeah, but
So she knows him well.
it doesn't seem like she would be like completely like spineless behind like closed doors and like do like scandalous shit and like not give a fuck like Trump or something like.
Yeah.
But again, she's a Republican, so who the fuck knows?
Well, she says that she has the best chance to beat Joe Biden.
She does. Like she would beat him by like 15 fucking points. Like like so many Democrats would vote for her, like because they're worried about Biden's age.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, of course she would win, and I would be totally fine if she did, because then our long nightmare of Trump like lurking, like to take over the country is over, and then we can all move on. Normal elections again. She won a normal election, fair and square. Boom, perfect. That's what we need to keep doing. That's all I want.
Yeah.
We just need one more election, where Trump is not somehow like the victor.
Well, when you think about everyone you got Meatball Ron, who basically opened his mouth and then closed it and smiled and ruined it for himself.
Jimmy Kimmel did like a montage of him smiling, and it was like 20 of them.
They're bad.
And they're all the exact same like thing, and he puts his like tongue between his teeth because like, and it's like he has like a whole process to get him to smile. It's like somebody got in his fucking head. Like his wife probably just like, I don't know, emasculated him. And like it probably was like, and your smile sucks, and then it just broke him, and now he can't smile properly.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Yeah, dude. How are you gonna run or be president? Like you don't even have the confidence.
Vote for me because I'll make sure you're taken care of. God bless America. Creepy fuck. But I mean, you think about it, and then you have Vivek, who you said he probably was already gotten too early. Christie, who's up there to talk shit and run his mouth. Nobody up there was really serious candidate who was just trying to basically talk shit to Trump like that. And the way that she went about doing it, she's kind of kept her cool, and now all the other ones have bowed out. She
Yeah, well,
seems like she
they
seems
were
like the
all.
most reasonable person in the room.
Well, no, Chris Christie seemed like the most reasonable person, but like
Yes,
he
but
had.
he's also done like, oh, we're gonna shut the bridge down.
I know,
Shut it down. That doesn't help you, dude. That's
I
like,
remember like clowning him so hard for that, and like now looking back, it's like like going through the Trump presidency, it's like, oh, he closed the bridge. Who gives a fuck? Like,
yeah, but you also, that's the issue though, is that the Trump has normalized so many things that wouldn't be, that wasn't normal when he did that. So he deserved to be reprimanded and get in trouble, and all
right.
the bullshit that came with it. He earned it. Now shit like that goes unpunished because Trump is so much worse that it's like made other people's crimes seem minuscule.
Yeah, like I would give my left ear for Mitt Romney to be the Republican presidential nominee this time around instead of Trump, and I was the biggest fucking hater of Romney, when he was running against Obama,
Yeah,
because Obama is my boy.
that's fair.
I know, and I'll never forgive Trump for making me take back saying that George W. Bush was the dumbest president we ever had.
Made you take it back?
I took it back because Trump is the dumbest.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's true. He did kind of make us all eat crow.
I know, but like
Next article. Could Georgia's Fannie Willis be removed from prosecuting Donald Trump? This has been going on for a little bit. It's kind of wild. Have you been keeping up with this? Keeping up with this at all?
Yeah, so the prosecutor that's prosecuting Trump down in Georgia, Fannie Willis, has been having an affair with like a lead prosecutor for Fulton County, and he's like going through a divorce, right? And like she's supposed to be testifying, and it's, to me, this is like fishy. Like, it's like, why is this even like being talked about like at all in the news?
Well, and so what
Some dude's divorce.
Well, because it started whenever they were saying that she was like fucking all these rappers and like Young Thug and shit.
Yeah.
So it started where they were like, oh, she's fucking these rappers and all these gang members. That's why she's and like this
is
whore.
Like classic
you're like, what?
black woman, like they would never say that about like male prostitute.
And then yes, so supposedly this guy's going through a divorce. Where is it? Angela Merchant, who represents Trump former campaign staff. Merchant alleges that Willis's office paid large sums to Wade, and that Willis improperly benefited when Wade then paid for the two of them to go on vacations.
Yeah, they said that she was benefiting from his salary, and it's like, you mean like they were like hanging out and he purchased things with the money that he earned? Like, I didn't get that part.
But a filing last week by Wade's wife, because this dude was married, in their divorce case includes credit cards records that show that Wade bought plane tickets for Willis to travel with him to Miami and San Francisco. She's an elected Democrat, has shown no signs of stepping down, but there are ways she can be removed. Do you think she should be removed because of this?
Absolutely not, dude. Come on, man. This is just like, this is them like getting desperate, They're trying to discredit the person who's got the goods on Trump.
Yeah.
That's all that is. Like, it just could not be more obvious to me. It's like she didn't commit any fucking crimes, dude. She was having sex with her coworker.
Well, they're saying that she gave him a promotion, and then she gave him things that he's not qualified for because he doesn't have the experience. So there's also saying that he benefited from having this affair with her because she put him in a more advantageous spot to make more money and to move up in his career.
Well, was that against the law, or was she allowed to do that?
Well, it's funny. It's a black woman sleeping with somebody and giving him a promotion.
Yeah,
and all these old like Mad Men
we
white guys.
We started that gangster shit, you white guys. Come on.
These old like Mad Men white guys are really
exactly. What are we doing? God.
It's pretty wild though that that's all coming to light, and I mean, obviously, if there's credit card records and stuff where he's buying these tickets.
The credit card records. What do you mean? His wife pulled up the credit card bill. Like you make it seem like it's like they like did some like investigation. She's like, yeah, I went on my printer, and this is the purchase he made with the mistress.
Yeah,
Like
there's absolutely no legal
again, why is
basis.
this like national news?
Yeah, there's no legal basis under Georgia law for them to be disqualified. But he said the wise thing to do at this point would be for Mr. Wade to voluntarily end his time on this case, even though he is not required to legally do so. At this point, the conversation about these issues have become a distraction. Overwhelming amount of evidence justifying the decision to prosecute Mr. Trump and his co-conspirators. So some people are just saying step away to save the case.
No, no, that's what they want you to do. And this is what Republicans do. It's like Al Franken, he was the senator for Minnesota, and they like somebody accused him of playing grab ass like at like some like event, which he said wasn't true, and Democrats pressured him to resign. Oh, what it really started was he took a picture where he was fake grabbing this woman comedian's boobs on an airplane when they were out in Iraq doing the USO.
And she was asleep in that bulletproof vest with the helmet. Yeah,
exactly. And that's what he did. And so the Democrats were like, dude, you got to resign. So he resigned as a senator, and Republicans, they're running dudes who are like child molesters, like like the Roy Moore out there in like Alabama. It's like so this is what they're gonna do. They're gonna try to fucking like moral pressure them, like do the right thing. It's a distraction, and it's like no, dude. They wouldn't if this was all the right. They would be like fuck you.
yeah. I'll fuck them right now. I'll fuck her right now.
Like, what are we talking about?
They're pretty well, but yeah, this is on the AP. I mean, they're just saying, is she gonna
This
get
is some southern bullshit, like, smear her in the fucking press, like, just.
Other big news today, something we haven't really discussed before, but WWE Raw is moving to Netflix next year in a streaming deal worth more than $5 billion. That's fucking
nice.
Great. So their weekly television show Raw will move to Netflix next year as part of a major streaming deal worth $5 billion. TKO Group Holdings Inc., which houses WWE and UFC, said in a regulatory filing Tuesday that the agreement is for 10 years with Netflix, having the option to extend the deal for another 10. There's also an opt-out available for Netflix after the initial 5 years, which that's been on from 1993. It's produced 1,600 episodes. I mean, this is smart. What's interesting is if you watch like Iron Claw or anything about like wrestling lore, that's wild. These guys all had all these guys. They were training them in their barns and all sorts of goofy shit, and they had all these territories with local TV deals. So the Von Erichs, which is the Iron Claw movie, they're from the Dallas area. They're from DFW. So I remember seeing them on TV as a kid, eating like on Pizza Hut or Pizza Inn commercials and Westway Ford. Wow, Westway Ford. You'd see them on all these goofy commercials with their big flowing hair. But to move to Netflix, $5 billion for 10 years, that's huge for them. That's another money wash for Netflix, so they get to clear another couple billy.
Is it huge?
For
500 mil a year?
For them, yeah. For streaming, yeah, I think so. I think that's big. It's set in stone. I think that marketplace
that's
is
WWE, but it's also UFC.
But it's just Raw. They still have SummerSlam.
Right.
They still have all that other stuff, and they'll just still host all their pay-per-views.
Right.
So they're just moving it from local television and your normal broadcasts on like TNT or whatever the fuck it's on to Netflix for streaming. And there's replay value in that. People can go back and watch these on demand. No commercials. They can enjoy it. There's no breaks. They can be probably a little bit more R-rated, or they can say more crazy shit because it's going to be on streaming. So that's definitely going to be like a true MA type thing, because they're not going to be held to the same restrictions as they would be on like broadcast television. So honestly, it's kind of genius, because then you have that money cut the fuck out. You still get to run all of your pay-per-view stuff that's separate. If it bombs and in 5 years it doesn't do good, you still get the fuck out after 5 years. 10 years if they extend it. It's because they're making money off
Why
of
would
it.
it not do good?
Well, I don't know, but I'm just
Everybody
saying
has Netflix.
the fact that there's a 5-year leave option, 10-year extension option. I mean, the WWE doesn't lose in this deal.
No, I know that. You know who is
Which
part of this group that bought the UFC and WWE is Ari Emanuel, who is the real guy of Ari Gold from Entourage.
yeah,
The guy that he was portraying.
yeah,
Yeah, who's like Rahm Emanuel's brother, who was Obama's chief of staff.
yeah,
Yeah, he's in charge of this. So he was like the head of a studio, and then now like he's like head of this group, and then he's the one who putting all these deals together with like the WWE, UFC. I think they tried to buy something else too, like recently, maybe pickleball. But I might just be making that up. But yeah, so like I don't know. I listened to him talk about it. It was like pretty interesting. So it makes sense that now that these new like business LA guys are in there, that they're like, hey, let's get the fuck off of TNT or whatever it was on, and let's move, to Netflix, and have a partnership, and that way, like Netflix will probably get a lot more new subscribers from
yeah.
it as well.
This is transformative. Mark Shapiro, TKO president and COO, marries the can't miss WWE product with Netflix extraordinary global reach and locks in significant and predictable economics for many years. Our partnership fundamentally alters the strengths and strengthens the media landscape, dramatically expands the reach of the WWE, bringing weekly live appointment viewing to Netflix, which is huge. That's like, like you'll tune in for it. They said also their documentaries, original series, movies, because they do movies too. They have their own movie studio, and forthcoming projects will be available on Netflix internationally in 2025. Raw will announce in September that Friday Night SmackDown will be moving to from Fox to USA. See, they have so many other things. They'll have 4 primetime specials per year that will air on NBC starting in 2024, 2025. So that's just one show. One show, $5 billion to stream once a week on Netflix. That's crazy. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, that will give the start. Oh, is he? Yeah. WD announced that they reached a deal with Dwayne The Rock Johnson that will give the star the rights to his nickname. Johnson will join the board of the TKO group. So, of course, The Rock's everywhere, too, man. He's got XFL.
Everywhere. This is his fucking, this is what got him famous, So
but now he's a
they
part
want
of...
him on the board.
No, I know, but I'm saying he does that. He also owns, the XFL, AFL, USFL, and they just merged.
He owns all 3.
Yeah, well, no, like they've merged into one big one. So XFL bought out the other one, so now they're one big. They've expanded.
And that's the USFL.
Yeah, USFL and then the XFL, they're one. So they've made it one big league again. So now that's one big one. And he's like the president of that. Like that's his whole thing. And then there's this TV show Ballers about buying a football team. And
no,
then
I know that. But...
And then he did it. This motherfucker everywhere. Him, Marky Mark. Everybody, man. What's his name?
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds, the kid from Entourage, everybody.
The kid from Entourage. Turtle?
No, you said Ari, what's his name?
Oh, yeah, Ari Gold. Ari Emanuel.
Ari Emanuel, yeah. So that guy. Those are just big players. And now The Rock's on the board now. What's wild is they never get this deal done probably if Vince McMahon still is in charge of the WWE. So him having to step down for being a weirdo and a creepazoid and all the weird shit he had going on. Now all they've done is I've gotten stronger in the long run because he's not there and not involved in it anymore.
Oh yeah, it's like at the peak of its powers because it also has the other league too, where it's like what's it called? It's not the WWE, but it's like where.
Well, there's TNA and there's AEW. And
AEW, yeah.
Yeah, I think TNA is owned.
So like AEW, they own it, but it's like but it's like the rival like wrestling league, But so like, but they're able to like have. Or do they
Well,
own
so
AEW or is AEW actually
no,
actually
AEW
is
is
a rival?
no, it is. It's owned by the guy who. It's owned by the son of the guy who owns the Jags. So the guy who owns the Jags,
From Pakistan.
yeah, his son started and owns
Right. Yeah.
AEW.
So some people have left WWE to go to
AEW,
AEW. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and a lot of people swear by AEW over WWE, but yeah. So that's owned by the son of the owner. What? Not it's Khan. Khan's
Yeah.
his last name. So his son, who's pretty young.
I think it's Shaka Khan.
No, I don't think it's Shaka Khan. But that's a big deal. That's a big money move. Shout out. Everybody wins, I guess, especially The Rock. So good for him. He never loses.
Shahid Khan. This is real name.
This is from NPR. The FTC bars TurboTax maker Intuit from advertising deceptive free services. Because that shit's not free. Did you ever think it was free?
Well, I do know this, that they by law are obligated to offer a free version. It's not the one that like you and I get on, but they do have a free TurboTax, and they call it something else, and it's buried on purpose in the web, so it's like really really hard to find, but it's available, and so because that's available, that's why they felt like they could do it seems free, but it's not free one that we all get involved in.
Yeah, that everyone does. So they're not allowed to do it anymore. The
That's what
FTC
you even need TurboTax is stupid.
couldn't take
You
advantage.
know how much
of what
money
the
I
company-
make?
Instead, they upgraded into costly deluxe and premium products as the commission has long understood free is a powerful lure, one that Intuit deployed in scores of ads. Its attempt to qualify its free claim were ineffective and inconspicuous. So they're just trying to fuck people over and fuck them out of their money. We're already getting fucked out of money because we gotta pay taxes in the first place.
I know, but then like I kind of had like an aha moment last time I used it, where it was like people get so like worked up about like having to pay for it, TurboTax. It's like which one do I pick? And it's like to me, it's like it's once a year. Just fucking do it. And I always get a fatty return, so it's like the return's gonna cover it anyways. Like I don't know how else to get this done, for less money. Like I'm not gonna like let it like ruin my day.
Yeah, but people care about that shit. Boomers don't like being lied to, man.
Then get a fucking accountant.
And Gen Xers, they both don't like being lied to.
Yeah, they do.
They
Yeah, they do. That's why they're at the
real
MAGA
pissed.
rallies.
They get real pissed. So
They
I'm
love
not
it.
surprised. But yeah, they're kind of shutting this shit down. They first were sued in March 2022 over ads pitching free TurboTax products. The commission said 2/3 of the tax filters in 2020 would have been ineligible for the company's free offerings, such as freelance workers who receive 1099 forms and people who earn farm income. They cut out farmers, dog. Farmers.
From the free shit.
Farmers can't get that free shit, bruh. That's fucked up. 2 months later, the company agreed to pay $141 million to customers across the U.S.
Million?
Yeah, $141 million.
What? That's
Settlement with attorneys in general of all 50 states, similar complaints. The company did not accept any wrongdoing, but they paid out $141 million. Did you already use TurboTax?
what for this upcoming.
For this, or yeah, did you do your TurboTax?
No, man. I need to find an accountant that's not scared of prison.
Okay. Well, good luck with that search. Although it is California. Last one, I just wanted to look through some of these because these are the goofiest fucking headlines. I found this on AP and it's called Oddities. And I didn't click on any of these stories, but this is wild. Listen to these headlines. A pet cat thrown off a train died in cold weather. Now thousands want the conductor to lose her job. More than 300,000 people have signed a petition calling for the train conductor in Russia to lose her job after she threw a pet cat off the train, believing it was a stray. Oh yeah, that's
like threw it, or like just said, "Hey, cat, you have to leave
like
the
tossed it
train."
off the train. I don't know if it was moving or not. It died from the cold, from what the
Right.
story says, but tossed the
Oh,
cat
just
off the train.
just 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 getting the cat off the train. It wasn't like,
Yeah, and so because someone let their pet cat wander around the fucking train.
no, get the fuck out of here. You want real quick, fun fact. Uh, so when you're driving your car and a dog runs into the street, you have to like try to swerve and not hit it, otherwise it's a crime. But if a cat goes in the street, you don't have to.
Wow, that's fucked up. I like cats. That's not cool. Listen, read this. Kansas couple charged with collecting man's retirement while keeping his body in their home for 6 years. Kansas couple has been charged with fraudulently collecting more than $215,000 in retirement benefits on behalf of a dead relative while concealing his body inside their home for 6 years.
Tight.
Police charged man with killing suburban Philly neighbor after feud over defendant's loud snoring. Bruh, people are
Gotta
like
get a Z-Pack, bro.
people are like teetering. Stabbed his neighbor to death. Accused of stabbing to death. A man is accused of stabbing to death a neighbor with whom he had a feud over an argument after the accused man's loud snoring that could be heard through the wall connecting their homes. Kentucky City beams messages into space inviting extraterrestrial visitors. Jesus Christ. That's a lot.
We've been doing that.
The last people we need to do it is Kentucky going solo, shooting lasers in the space. That sounds like a bad idea. Like they're gonna if they were nice on the way, they're showing up pissed off and ready to go. Out of this world campaign to promote tourism. Get out of here. With the Lexington Convention and Visitors Bureau use an infrared laser beam to message into space to invite extraterrestrials. Sorry, I just saw this. Oh, a man who claimed to be selling Queen Elizabeth II's walking stick is sentenced for fraud.
George Santos.
Yeah, dude. Well, it's a 26-year-old man, but he could pull it off. He might.
No, you know Santos is out there claiming
He
he's
might.
26.
He might be able to pull off 26. I'm not trying to say you can't, man. I'm not trying to say you can't. But yeah, man. I just wanted to go over those because they're fucking stupid. But it's 1, 2, 3, the place to be.
Ooh, episode 1, 2, 3. Well, good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
Always.
I think
claps.
there's the Nevada primaries.
Yeah.
Yeah. But nobody gives a shit about Nevada. Everybody's just talking about South Carolina in a month. But, like, whenever Trump was first getting indicted, and it was like, yeah, like, they were talking about trial dates out in, like, 2024, like, March and stuff. Dude, we're here. We're here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's begun.
Yes. It has begun.
And some people are saying that Haley, it's a foregone conclusion. She's going to lose. So the general election has started now.
Right.
So
And those people really are, they have an agenda. They're either the media who wants the dogfight between Biden and Trump, or they're Trump supporters trying to pressure Haley to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
True. All right, you got any deep poetic words for us today, sir?
Nah.
Well, all right. Well, 1, 2, 3 in the bag. We appreciate you guys being here and stopping by like always. It's still shitty out here, raining, cold.
It was sunny today, but it rained yesterday.
Yeah. Well, either way, y'all be good, stay safe, and as always, go fuck yourselves.
Shout out.
Recording stopped.